Hi, this is Jared.
And this is Eli.
And this is Sports Jabber with the Lefties.
If you guys enjoy our podcast, go ahead and like and subscribe and comment down below topics for future podcasts. And don't forget, if you have friends or family who care about the Jets or just sports in general, go ahead and send them our way.
Okay, so we're just going to talk a little bit about the Thanksgiving games
that are going to be played today.
So we'll talk a couple minutes about each one just for fun. Let's see here. So let's first talk about, these are very exciting. Both these games are going to be very intense. We got I think Super Bowl potential teams.
Well, if you don't actually, one of these games is in the NFC East. So this is for a playoff spot.
I know, it's so sad.
Anyways, they're both 3-7.
So let's do the first game, which is Houston against Detroit.
Yes.
You want to go first? What do you think?
I personally think Houston is going to win. I think they're a stronger team, at least as of now. Their record is not what it says because, their record is worse than Detroit, yes. But their schedule is so much more difficult than Detroit's schedule. When you look at the teams Detroit's beat, it's like garbage teams, except for really Arizona is their only quality win. They beat Atlanta when they were bad. Detroit's a weak team. They were shut out by the Carolina Panthers last week. This Sunday, actually. They shut them out with a backup quarterback in P.J. Walker, an XFL quarterback. So, Detroit's really weak. I think...
Yeah, I'm actually honestly surprised they won 4 games.
Yeah, they're a bad team, especially Matt Patricia. They're terribly coached.
He's gone this year.
He didn't deserve. He
didn't deserve
bad.
this year. He didn't deserve this year. He's just
His winning percentage is 0.3 or something. He's terrible.
He's terrible. I know.
I feel bad. We're in the same boat with Adam Gase.
Yeah,
but at least
he's just. Yeah, their 4 wins. Let's see here. Actually, they beat the Cardinals.
That's the only quality win, I believe.
And Jaguars, which is not Falcons. Falcons are playing, but now they're starting to play well.
It was before they were playing
in Washington.
Yeah, exactly. That just shows how bad their schedule was.
Yeah, I'd be surprised if they win. They're definitely going to. But here's the thing. Houston. Every week, they keep on saying, okay, they're going to win this game.
They won last week.
Against
New England to just beat Baltimore.
Yes, that was the one. And honestly, I was a little surprised. I thought that the Patriots won, but every game I think that Houston is better, and then they lose. So I don't know. Yes, if I was betting on it, I would bet Houston. But I wouldn't. I'd be nervous about my bet. I would be like,
it's not a safe bet.
It's not a safe bet. I would be very nervous. They're both bad teams. Deshaun Watson. They have a. See, I feel bad for Houston. I think Houston's going to have a lot of problems. The problem with Houston is they're in really bad shape. And what I mean by that is just we can talk about the teams a little bit here because I guess my pick is definitely Houston. Your pick is
Houston.
Deshaun
Watson is just gonna.
The problem with Houston is they're going to be in a world of people are like, oh, coaching candidates are going to want to go to Houston because they have Deshaun Watson. Well, what else do they have?
No picks.
They don't have the pick right. Their pick is going to Miami. Their coach, right, Bill O'Brien basically destroyed him. So he gave away all the future picks. He spent a ton of money on bad contracts. They have nobody. And don't tell me you have J.J. Watts. J.J. Watts should retire. He's going
to be traded. I'm pretty sure he said he doesn't want to be in for another rebuild. So I'm pretty sure they're going to trade him to a contending team.
Because he has one more year on his contract, and he's paying. Honestly, the problem is if you. Their salary, it's horrible what they have. They have, if you look at it, hold on here. So
their ownership is extremely incompetent, just to be clear. They're in the same situation as the Jets, assuming they had no salary cap, they have no draft picks, and they have no talent on the roster. But to be fair, the Jets don't have talent on the roster. He traded away DeAndre Hopkins, one of their most talented players, for nothing.
Well, he's cuttable too because don't forget he's going to make. So now we can review. So JJ Watts. Oh. JJ Watts is getting 17.5. He's 17.5 on the cap. He's not worth 17.5. I'm sorry. He was a great player for a couple of years.
JJ Watt is one of the greatest players in the NFL right now.
I even debate whether he's a Hall of Famer.
Oh my God.
Well, here's my issue with him. Wait, he's had a couple of amazing years. But he's had many years where he's been injured or didn't do well. So the question
doesn't mean he's not.
The question is a little debate about this is, they have some of those short years, but we can go through it. We'll go through. I can gladly go through his years, and they're not as impressive. He's had some amazing years, but not consistently. So, but let's go through this. So the problem with the Houston as a team is they have $17.5 million. Then they have Tunsil for 19.4. Then they have
That's a crazy contract.
for another guy for 12, 9, 15, 9, 11, 8, 12, 8, 10, 6, 11, 4. Damn, look at that. I mean, they have huge. They're gonna have to get rid of some players. They're gonna have to do some cuts.
And don't forget, Watson is going to be paid $40 soon.
Yes,
$40 million a year.
But this year he doesn't. But if the salary cap goes down, they can't afford their players. They're gonna have to do some. And so they don't got draft picks.
They have no talent in general, though. They don't have talent on their roster in general. Besides Deshaun Watson and Lermy Tunsil, J.J. Watt is old. They don't have anyone on that team. They really don't.
So the problem is they're going to be in bad shape for a couple of years.
For the next 5 years, they're just going to be terrible.
The problem is Deshaun Watson. His career might. I mean, he's in bad. The problem is with him is like this is his prime of his career, right? He's finishing up his rookie contract, so he's going to have like 4 or 5 years. And they don't have a chance to improve. I don't know where. Deshaun Watson. I don't know where he's going to go with this because he's going to end up being a quarterback of an average at best team for his career.
He's going to be Matthew Stafford. Do you want to be Matthew Stafford?
It's a shame,
right? Because that's what Matthew Stafford is. He's a really good quarterback, but the team, their owners are incompetent.
Well, that's the same. That's why even with Darnold with the Jets, the problem is they trade. He gave away all these picks, so they have no resources. And they overpaid, so it's going to take like 3 or 4 years to fix that team up, right? You got to build up picks again. Well, you got to build up picks.
But he doesn't even have. I think what you have to do is, I think Deshaun Watson has to demand the trade, and I think he'll get a lot of offers and a lot of picks, and I think that's how you build. And I think he'll probably get a few first-round picks, and what you do is you spend those first-round picks and rebuild your team, and then a few years down the line from now, when your team is rebuilt, you select a new quarterback. Because right now, there's no point in wasting Deshaun Watson's career and for not competing for anything. If they were to do this rebuild smart, I think you have to get rid of Deshaun Watson.
I want to say something because I just want to feel like, because I know people are going to be like, when they put the comments, they're going to be like, Jared, you're crazy. J.J. Watt's is amazing. I just want to go through his stats just to defend myself a little bit here. I don't know. I'm not saying he's not a Hall of Famer. I'm just saying I don't think he's a slam dunk Hall of Famer.
No, is he first ballot? No. Is he a Hall of Famer? Yes.
So let's go through. So the first 5 years he played all 16 games. So he was on record to be good, right? And then since 2016 he played 3 games. He played 5 games. He had one 16-game season. He's played 8 games, and now he's up to 8 games here. And let's go through his sacks. So just so you know, so his dominant years, he's had one season of 20 and a half, 2 seasons of 20 and a half, a 17 and a half, and a 16. Okay? That's 4 years.
Of really goodness.
Of really goodness. Wait. His next best year, he had 1 year of 10 and a half sacks.
That's a good year.
That's a good year, but that's not a Hall of Fame year. That's not a Hall of Fame player.
No, that's a good edge.
That's a good edge, but not a Hall of Fame edge, correct?
Yes.
Okay, let's go there. That's 1 year. And then his next highest, he had, 5.5, 1.5, none, 4, and this year 4.
Already, that it's halfway through the season. He has 4.
4, which is some. Let's say he ends up with 7, 8. I mean, who knows? I mean, I don't know where he's going to go.
He's a leader in the locker room, though.
I'm not saying that, but no, I'm not talking about that. I'm saying so. The question is so statistically, he's had 4 dominant years, 1 average year.
10 is not average. I'd love to have a pass rush on the Jets.
A little bit better than average. You want to throw the 10 in there? Let's go 5. Okay, let's do 5. Let's do 5. And he's played 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay? Yes. So he's had 10. So he's had 5 good years. And 5 years that either he's been injured or just not eventful as an NFL player. Okay? So I'm saying so sacks, obviously the argument too is people can say, well, sacks are not the only thing, which is true.
He gets a lot of pressure,
He puts a lot of pressure and all that type of stuff. So I'm just saying to you, I don't think he's a
first ballot.
Definitely not a first ballot.
I think he's a Hall of Famer. I think he will be a Hall of Famer.
I think he will be.
He's also a very popular player.
He's very popular. He had Defensive Player of the Year, I think twice. I think
3 times. I think he set a record for 3 times.
Yes, because he had 3 seasons which were just dominant. I mean, just dominant.
Like he was playing among boys.
Well, his first 5 years, he was a Hall of Famer. He was a slam dunk. I mean, his first year, his rookie year was 5.5 sacks. Okay, that's his rookie year. Then he had 20.5 sacks, then 10.5 sacks. That was his 10.5. Then 20.5 and 17.5. So his first 5 years, he was playing 16 games a season, and he dominated 3 out of the 5, and the other one was a 10.5. So he was at that rate. But then all of a sudden, his last 5 years, he's had one good year. And he's only going to get older and slower and worse. Right?
He's already 31.
He's not getting better. So I'm just saying to you, I'm not saying he's not a Hall of Famer, right? Because sometimes, he's no. I'm just saying that I don't know.
He makes a large impact on a team, though. First of all,
so
we're getting off topic.
So that was a separate topic. So the bottom line is we
agree on the Texans winning.
We agree on the Texans winning. Detroit is a mess too. Detroit's a complete mess.
Not Stafford. I think Stafford is a very good quarterback. I think he was put into a terrible situation.
Yeah, but now what do you do with him?
How old is he? How old is Stafford? Matthew Stafford is...
And you know what we'll do? I'm going to do... You know what? Why don't we do it? We'll do this podcast and wrap it up with this so we can keep on talking about this. And then we'll do another podcast right after this, a separate podcast on the other game.
Oh, okay.
This
so
way
we can't really go into more detail. He's 32.
He's 32.
Because we're flowing. We're just going to keep it going.
So 32. So now you're at Detroit. So they're going to get a new coach too. I'm assuming they're definitely going to get a new coach. Well, he's still young enough. I guess you want to try one more coach with him, or do you draft a quarterback?
Well, how much is his contract is the question. That's the right.
Well, when is it up? I don't know.
Matthew. Sorry, I was using Bing. I can't take it. Matthew Stafford contract.
Detroit. I want to do Detroit Lions salary cap. Sorry, I'm not talking to the microphone.
It's a 5-year contract. When was he got? He was given it in 2017, right? So he's under contract for 2 more years. 2021. I believe, in 2022. And then he's a free agent. Yeah. So he's under contract for 2 more years.
Yeah.
And you can't really cut him next. You can't cut him after this year.
Well, listen, next year he's only making, he's making $33 million.
That's not, for a quarterback nowadays, that's not a crazy amount.
Well, you can't cut him. His dead money's 19. You can't cut him.
Yeah. Next year, you can cut him at his rough cap. Like, it's still $9 million, almost $10 million.
Well, you could split it. Well, so your dead money is, here's the issue. I wouldn't cut him. He's making $33 million next year, but he has $19 million dead money. But now you can take that dead money and you can split it within 2 years. So you could do like a 10 and a 9 or whatever. But the following year in 2022, if he doesn't look that good anymore, it's $26 million in the cap with $6 million dead money. So you can actually get rid of him at 33, 34. I don't know if I would. I mean, he's a good quarterback. He just never won. But
it's because he has no talent around him. If you look at the talent, he has nothing.
So I'm gonna look at 2021. Let's look at how much where they are. Hold on a second here. I'm just looking at the players. They have him for next year would be $33 million, and then
Trey Flowers.
Is almost $20 million.
Wow, that's a crazy contract.
And they can't cut him his dead money. You can't touch him. His dead money's more than
Flowers was such a stupid contract.
Coleman is $11 million.
Who's Coleman?
Justin Coleman. I don't know much about the Detroit, so the Detroit fans will be like, okay, they know what they know. So then you have
we don't know much.
Trufant was $12 million, $11 million, $7 million, $10 million. It's not that bad. They're not. I mean, the problem is all these players that I'm looking at, their dead money is they can't cut much. I mean, they're in rough shape because here's the problem: is all the players that are making decent amount of money, you can't cut them, right? So let's go through. So Flowers is $20 million, but his dead money's $26 million, right? Then you got $11 million dead money, 6, 4.5 dead money, 20, right? 12.5 dead money, 6, maybe that one. 11 million dead money, 7 million, 27 dead money, 10 million, 14 dead money. You can pretty much see I'm going. The numbers are in the wrong direction with dead money.
Yes.
So you have that. That's your team for next year. You can't do much. Maybe a new coach will get a little bit. The question is who is better so we'll talk about this. Who do we think is better? I think Houston is better than Detroit right now. I think Detroit is bad because they have a bad coach. Okay. I think they would be better if they had a better coach. The question is who do you think is better going in the future?
I'd rather be a Detroit fan. Well, are we talking about the next 5 years? They're both such incompetent organizations.
After this year, they're not that bad. So after next year, Detroit can really. So
but you have to remember, both of these organizations are like the Jets. They're both dumpster fire organizations. That's why. I'm happy being a Jets fan. Because we have Joe Douglas. I'm happy in Joe Douglas.
Well, we have a lot more future ahead of us next year. So
yes.
The issue with Detroit is that they can get a new general manager, coach next year, see how Stanford and assess the players, and then after that, for 2023, they can cut a ton of players and build some cap and see what they do. And then they can even draft what I would do if I was Detroit, get a new general manager, get a new coach, take a look, see what Sanford does. If he looks stellar, if he looks okay, draft a quarterback for 2022.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say.
Sit him. Let Sanford do a year or two, kind of see how he does. And if he doesn't do well, you can cut him and you have a whole new team. So they can turn it around. I think Detroit, in my opinion, I think Detroit can turn it around faster than Houston.
Yes, but the problem with Detroit is, who are they going to bring as general manager?
Well, that's the thing. If they get a good general manager and they have a good coach and they make a couple of right decisions, I think Detroit has potential to be a better team in the future in 2 or 3 years from now than Houston. I think Houston is really, Bill O'Brien just he traded so much away, and the contracts are it's going to take 3 or 4 years to get out of that hole.
Yeah.
Whereas Detroit, after next year, you can really spin it around. So you can start now. You're not going to get much. Detroit's still not going to be good next year, but they can really spin it around. So in the future, I say Detroit has a better future than Houston if they make the right decisions. Now, granted, you always have to make the right decisions. You have to get the right general manager. You have to get the right coach. So I hopefully, some Detroit fans will get very angry at me, or Houston fans will get very angry.
I think Detroit has a bright, if they do it right, they have a bright future.
Listen, so just let you guys know, because anybody who some people might click on this because they're Houston fans or Detroit fans. We do our podcast and it's mostly Jets because we're Jets fans. So we're in misery. So we get it.
We're not making fun of you.
Just to let you, yes, we support Houston fans. We get it. We're in rougher shape than you. So I don't want anybody to get like, whatever. We're just
being critical,
just having a conversation, talking about and just looking at it. Obviously, things can change any minute. But we're in the doghouse too. So we get it. But anyway, anything else you want to talk about this game?
Well,
what do you think the score's going to be? What do you think the score's going to be?
Okay, I don't think it's going to be a close game. I think the Texans are going to wipe the floor with them.
No. So what do you
What the hell?
You had that on.
It didn't make noise. Oh my God. I was on a cap website and wow, it just killed my ears.
So you know what? Let's leave that in. Let's leave that in because that was what I thought about when you said they were going to kill them.
Yeah. Oh, God. So my ears, that blasted.
You know what? I like that. That's appropriate because that's how I felt when all of a sudden you said they're going to kill them. No way. It's going to be a
our volume is high, just so you know. Our volume is high in these headphones and that just blasted in my
like
ears.
It. So I think the score is going to be, I would say, like 24, like 24-21 or something like that. I feel like it's going to be like a field goal or something.
31-21 Houston, a 10-point game.
No, I don't think so. But okay.
But when you look at it, the thing is, defensively, they're quite close, but offensively, Houston is much better offensively because they have Deshaun Watson.
Yeah.
So I think they're going to be able to score more points on Detroit's weak defense.
Yeah, Stanford. Yeah, they have a college. Anyway. So that's it.
We're actually have 4 podcasts. Something like that crazy today. Whatever. Just if you guys like our videos, go ahead and like and subscribe. Comment down below topics for future podcasts, and don't forget, if you guys enjoy our videos, send them to other people who also you think would enjoy our videos.
Anyway, this is Jarrett.
This is Eli,
and this is Sports Jabber with the Lefties.